Aujourd'hui, je vais parler de... Well, is this a bit of a dark subject? Since apparently dogs will hang out starving themselves to death after their owner's demise, and I hear cats would totally eat your face off once the human expires. I mean, I'm sure they would, and I'm not arguing behavior, just our dumb human reactions to such behavior. Oh, look at him, he's so cold. Hey, Hey, XenPuck here. Oh man. So one of those things that I always hear in the cats versus dogs debate is how cats are not loyal like dogs. And the myth that cats would totally eat your face off once the human owners expire. I guess I'm calling it a myth because I don't know anyone this has actually happened to, which is not saying too much since I've never been a pet owner until recently. And therefore, did not exactly have a lifetime of cat adjacency up until this point anyway. So, today I'm going to break down my reasons as to why I'm totally okay with the conjecture that Mr. Fluffy here might turn on me after I die, ideally of old age in like 100 years or whatever, okay? So reason number one, I'd be dead, so what do I care? Seriously. Who cares about what happens to me when I'm dead, right? I mean, the idea of being eaten by your pet is pretty macabre, but I don't know. That's something for whoever I left behind to worry about, right? Or to clean up. I mean, I'd be checked out permanently, hopefully floating on a fluffy cloud in whatever afterlife happens to be true, obsessively haunting my descendants or whatever it is that ghosts do, right? It is just like how I'd view my own funeral, which is I don't really care at all if my wishes to be turned into an artificial diamond is followed. Because, you know, I might have an opinion on my body or how it should be treated when I'm alive, but the moment I pass into the great beyond, then, I don't know, all bets are off, right? Any post-death activity that happens to my remaining physical form is only relevant to other people who are still alive, so why fret about it? I wouldn't know, right? So I could be fired off into space for all I care. So stop worrying about stuff that I cannot possibly affect or control. See, this reason doesn't even have anything to do with cats at all. Look at this little guy. He's so floppy. Look at him. He can't sit up straight. Floppy. Okay. Reason number two, don't we want our pets to live? I mean, I feel like cats would prefer any other kind of things to eat than, well, dead bodies that they themselves did not kill. They are hunters in nature, after all, right? So in the case that the sole owner dies and all of a sudden the cat no longer has any regular food, what do you expect to happen, right? I'm pretty sure if a cat have small game that it can catch, like rodents or birds, they'd much prefer that. But these days, we've got cats mostly cooped up in houses, right? Not exactly breeding ground of nature that we're talking about here. Plus, I'm positive most of the time cats do not prefer carrion, right? They're not vultures. They are apex predators in their own weight class. So for them to degrade themselves to eat our large, chunky corpses, oh boy. I can only imagine that's similar to me being forced to live off of salads. Ooh. Or, you know, if you don't like meat, maybe pretend like someone's forcing a diet of hot dogs on you, right? Same idea. My point is, we want to live, right? All of us living creatures. So why would I deny my beautiful Mr. Fluffy here any longer than I absolutely have to, right? Plus, you know, I'd be dead. See reason one. So why would I care again? Finally, point number three, right? I want to really rebut this idea that the behavior of dogs, you know, post their owner's death is somehow better than cat post their owner's death, right? Look, I get it. It's nice that dogs want their owners to come back and doesn't quite understand or give up on the idea that somehow someday a dead human might, you know, still show up again at home. I mean, who doesn't value loyalty, right? But honestly, this type of loyalty, or at least the kind of stories that, you know, touch our hearts about some dog that goes to wait for his owner to come back from his commuter train for decades post the owner's demise, at least for me, are just kind of sad. No? I mean, we wouldn't expect our human friends to never, ever, ever let go of us when we die, would we? I mean, if you would insist that on your loved ones to hang on to your memory to the point of obsession until they die, I mean, I guess we possibly can never be friends because that just sounds plain selfish at worst and silly at best. I mean, I would argue that the cat's reaction is probably much closer to what we'd expect our human loved ones to behave like. You know, be sad for a bit, but then get on with their lives, right? It's not the end of the world just because one person you love is gone. Jesus. To me, the cat's reaction, and by extension, the expected reaction I'd have for anyone who says they love me, speaks to their resiliency, okay? This is the world that we live in. Sometimes it sucks, and often it's absurd, but no need to dwell every day on it, right? On one loss. I don't know if this counts as compartmentalizing, but we can all just, you know, get over it. Ooh. Anyway, sometimes maybe I think this way, and I'm totally okay with this topic because I'm not religious. I mean, I think when we're dead, we're essentially just reduced down to meat bags in terms of our physical form, right? So, delicious to whoever wants to eat me, right? I don't know. I doubt a dead version of me would seem particularly appetizing. So yeah, if my cat did have to eat me, I'd like to apologize in advance for not seasoning myself correctly. Most likely. Or is it just the visceral image of ourselves being desecrated that bothers people? I don't know. Not like I'd be able to see it, so I'm good. How about you guys? Did you ever think about how many days it'll take before your cats start to eat your face off? Or if maybe that's why you have a dog instead? Anyway, subscribe and like, comment and share. Or all that social media nonsense, okay? That's why you're here, to hang out with Mr. Fluffy, even though I'm pretty sure he wants to run away now. Cheers. I'll approach it.